Hi there, Nick Campion here from First Formations, the UK's leading company formation agent. Do you need to form a UK limited company but aren't sure how to get this done? We're here to help. In this video, we're going to take you through the First Formations company formation process, from picking your company name right up to your company being formed at Companies House, the UK's registrar of companies. So let's get started. First up, what is a limited company and why do you want one? A limited company is a popular business structure in the UK with its own legal identity separate from that of the owners. It must also be registered at Companies House. So here we are on firstformations.co.uk, where we've broken the formation process down into 4 simple steps. Pick your company name, select your package, make payment, complete your company details. Before we get started, it's a good idea to take a quick look at the information that you'll need to hand when forming a company and what you won't. You will need a unique company name, an address to use as the registered office. This is the company's official address, and a number of our packages allow you to use our address as your company's registered office. Details for each director in the company, including their full name, service address. This is the official address of a company officer, and a number of our packages allow you to use our address for this purpose. Residential address, date of birth, nationality, and occupation. And details for each shareholder in the company, again including their full name, a service address if you are not using ours, residential address, date of birth, nationality, occupation. To form a company with First Formations, you will not need to come prepared with a standard industrial classification code, also known as an SIC. We'll provide you with a list of these to choose from. A memorandum of association, which we provided by Companies House during the company registration process. And you'll also not need to worry about providing articles of association, as we will provide you with our standard articles. So let's begin at step 1, choosing your company name. Various rules and regulations exist in the UK when it comes to naming a limited company. To put it very simply, your name must be unique. It must end with limited or Ltd. It can't be too similar to another limited company name, and it can't be offensive. Plus, there are certain words you can't use without permission from particular bodies. These are called sensitive words and expressions. For example, the word Queen is a sensitive word and can't be used without permission from the Cabinet Office. Fortunately, our company name search tool tells you if your preferred name is available, and also if it includes any potentially troublesome words. As you'll see here, if we search for Queen, it tells us that the word Queen is sensitive, and that I may need to supply additional information to use it. For the purposes of this video, we're going to form John Smith Consulting. Brilliant, that's available. Now for step 2, let's choose a package. We offer a number of packages to form a private limited company by shares, including a package dedicated to customers who live outside of the UK. We also have packages for limited liability partnerships, LLPs, limited by guarantee companies, e-sellers, and public limited companies, PLCs. You may also want to try our package selector tool. With the selector, we'll ask you up to 8 simple questions, and once answered, we'll suggest the package that will best suit your needs. Today we're going to form a private company limited by shares using the Prestige package, which provides digital and printed sets of company documents, a registered office address, service address, and business mail forwarding address. This package also includes VAT registration and our confirmation statement filing service. So, let's select Buy Now. And here are some additional services that you could pick up. You may be interested in the guaranteed same-day service if you're in a rush to form your company, or you may want our PAYE registration service. Just take a look and add any extras that you may want. We're not going to add anything else, but we are going to leave the pre-submission review in the basket. With this, once your company details have been filled out, our team of experts will review your application before it's sent to Companies House to make sure there are no mistakes. Let's agree to the terms and conditions and proceed to the checkout. Now it's step 3, the checkout. Here's where we enter the account holder information. This has nothing to do with the company, this is simply the person who's making payment. The person's details that we enter here does not necessarily need to be involved with the company, although in this case they will be. So let's complete this, including the card information, and select Pay Securely. Great, so that's gone through and it's taken us straight to the start of step 4, completing the company details. This is where we provide the information that's needed to form the company. First up, you'll see a reminder that we need to add Ltd or limited to our company name. So let's do this now. Now we need to select our company's SIC code. This stands for Standard Industrial Classification. These codes are used to let the government know what activities your company is going to carry out. Simply select the category of the industry that you'll be operating in and then dig a little further to find the code that suits you. You need to select at least one code, but you can choose up to 4. In this instance, we're opening an information and communication company that's involved with book publishing. So we'll select this code, and newspaper publishing. So we'll select this code. Now let's hit Save and Continue. Fantastic. Now we're at the registered office. The registered office is the official address for a UK limited company, and as that suggests, it must be based in the UK. You can use a residential address as the registered office, but this isn't recommended, as your address will be placed on the public register, making you vulnerable to unwanted visitors. So, because we purchased the Prestige package, we can use First Formations' Covent Garden address as our registered office. The Choose Forwarding Address section is where you enter the address that you would like items of mail to be sent to you that cannot be scanned and emailed, for example, a cheque from HMRC. Now we select our forwarding address to continue. Let's select Save and Continue to move on. Next, we're at the Business Address page. The Business Address service is included as part of the Prestige package. This means that you can also receive your normal business mail. Rather than open and scan this mail, we forward it to you by post, so we need to say what forwarding address we're going to use. Select the forwarding address option and provide the necessary information. This service is great for projecting a professional image for your company. And now it's time to make our company appointments. Your company needs at least one director. This is the person who runs the company. Your company also needs at least one shareholder. This is the person who owns the company. You'll also need to report everyone who is deemed a person with significant control of your company. This is the person or people who hold ultimate control over the company. It's normally, but not always, a shareholder. You can also appoint a company secretary if you wish. A company can be formed with just one person taking all of these roles on, or multiple people taking on different roles. It's completely up to you. So, we are going to form a company with just one person. To do this, we select the Person button. We now highlight what roles this person is going to take. Now, John is going to be a director, shareholder, and by extension, the person with significant control. Once these are selected, we need to tick this final pop-up question. This confirms that the officers have consented to act as a director or secretary. We then hit Next, and then select next to the new officer. This is where we provide basic information for the person. This includes their name, date of birth, nationality, and occupation. As mentioned here, it is a legal requirement to provide your actual residential address of the person being appointed. As long as this address is not being used as the registered office or service address, it will not be placed on the public register. We select Choose Address, and if the address has been previously provided, you can select it from here. Otherwise, choose Select next to Enter New Address. Now we need to provide some security information for the appointment. This acts as an online signature. When that's complete, select Next. Okay, here's the section dedicated to the director's service address. This is the official address for the director and is sometimes referred to as the correspondence address. The address can be based anywhere in the world, and residential addresses are allowed, but remember they will be placed on the public register. First Formations' address has been added in as it is included with the Prestige package for use by one director. Now we select the forwarding address for mail that cannot be scanned and emailed and needs to be forwarded by post. So let's hit Next to progress. This is where you set out the nature of control for the person with significant control. We recommend reading this section thoroughly. As you can see, there are different types of control. Because we're forming a company with just one person, when it comes to the ownership of shares, we're going to select 75% or more, as this person has 100% of the shares. Similarly, because this is just one person forming the company, the voting rights are going to be 75% or more too. And does this person have the power to appoint or remove the majority of the board of directors? Yes, they do, as they are the only person in the company. Now, when it comes to these final two questions, you simply need to leave the answers as no, unless your company has a complex structure. And now we need to allocate our shares. This defines the ownership of the company. Now, because we're only appointing one shareholder, it doesn't matter if we give them 1 share or 100. They will own 100% of the company. If someone else was forming the company with John and they each wanted 50% of the company, you just need to make sure each person's shares are exactly the same. Alternatively, if we want John to hold 90% of the company, we could give him 9 shares and the other person 1. In this example, we're going to issue 10 shares at £1, and in doing so, we are keeping the total nominal value of the shares low, as this value is what the shareholders are liable for if the company were to get into financial difficulty. Also, we could have chosen to issue only 1 share. However, by issuing 10, we are building in some flexibility for the future, should the owner wish to transfer some of the shares to investors or business partners. Here you'll see a section dedicated to the particulars of shares. We recommend leaving these as they are, unless you've received particular advice from a qualified professional. The shareholding information is now complete, so we're going to hit Save. Now we can see a small summary of the shares again. That looks good, so select Next. If we wanted to appoint another person, we click the person icon again, but we don't want to do that as John is the only person in this company. And now we can see that John is a director, shareholder, and PSC. So let's proceed. This is the Documents page. Some of our packages include printed copies of the company documents. We are a carbon neutral business and an environmentally responsible company. We therefore provide the option to receive digital copies by email, rather than hard copy printed versions. So we are going with the green option in this example. However, it's totally up to you how you would like to receive your documents. Next up is the legal documents. All companies formed with first formations are formed with our standard Articles of Association. This page simply highlights this, so let's select Save and Continue. So we are now in the Business Essentials. This is your opportunity to take advantage of the various partnerships that we have in place. First up, we have the all-important banks. It's generally accepted you can't run a limited company without a business bank account. We partnered with 8 leading business banks and all have simple online applications that get your account up and running quickly. So we're going to opt for Barclays. That's now been added. Let's hit Save and Continue. Here we are presented with some more additional offers. We have accounting software, card acquiring technology, and a free membership to UK Business Forums, the UK's largest community for small business owners. We're going to select some of these and then select Save and Continue. And here's another chance to pick up the additional services that were presented to you on the checkout page, just in case that you now want to add 1 or 2. Now we're at the Review page, where you have the opportunity to check the information that you have provided. If you wish to amend anything, click Edit. Otherwise, if you're happy, choose Save and Continue. On this page, we see all the features of our package broken down, as well as any extras that you might have picked up since we made payment. Because we opted into various partner services, such as Barclays Bank, we now need to provide the contact information that partners require. Simply fill this out, give consent, tick the boxes, then select Checkout Now. Well done. You have now successfully completed the application to set up your new company. You can now sit back and let us take care of the rest. All orders will be checked by our team from an ID perspective due to the money laundering regulations in the UK. It usually takes about 3 to 6 working hours for your company to be registered. However, this is dependent on Companies House's workload on the day, and it can take up to 24 hours. As soon as your company has been formed, we will confirm this by email and attach copies of your company documents, as well as your company's authentication code and details of all additional services and partner offerings. So there you have it, how to form a UK limited company with first formations. We hope you have found this video helpful. If you have any questions, leave a comment and we'll be happy to help. If you're ready to form a company, you should now have all of the information that you need to know, so why not get started now? Thank you for watching and good luck with your new business.